Go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hola.
I'm Pat.
I'm Will.
I'm Jeffrey.
This is Coffee Before Bed.
It is.
Yeah, we were just talking about The Sims.
We were we were talking about that. We were talking about selling the window to buy pizza.
Right. Yeah. Deleting your bills. Yeah. So
Sounds
absolutely
like a
stalking people
lot.
to get them to marry you. Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of loopholes.
The game was so much fun, man. But yeah, I mean, the more expansion packs they had, the worse it got because it was just like, well, how else can we make this more like real life? It's like, oh, well, I should be able to go to a store. And it's like, what kind of store? One that sells
weed? Or...
Well, yeah. It was like, well, how about everything in the inventory? It's like, wait a minute. I don't have to go to a store to buy that. It's in the menu. Yeah.
Right.
So it was like this business plan makes no sense. Yeah. Or I'm going to go on vacation, but you have to stay on a single lot during your vacation. So you're basically trapped in a hotel. So,
or you go like in a little snow area or
Do you have like a happy meter?
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Does it go up staying in this little block? Or
It doesn't care. As long as it's well decorated and well lit. So then you like it.
So if you're standing under a street light,
that you get happier.
You're happier?
Yeah. So
okay.
Especially if the good couch is under it.
yeah, and if you got the expensive painting in your room,
No.
no matter how horrifying it is, it makes you happy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Do you actually sit there and stare at it?
Yeah, well, your guy will go up to it and go,
You can tell him to look at it.
Yeah, admire or contemplate or whatever the command was. There was something like that.
Ponder.
It was. I mean, I do like
appreciate. I think it was appreciate.
I think it was appreciate, but yeah, I like the idea. It should have been like critique. It should have been something that something that basically implied, high that basically high art is up its own ass, so.
Can you grab a paint bucket?
No.
You can't vandal. I mean, you can paint.
You can paint. You can paint your own paintings and then admire your own shit. Yeah.
Have you ever painted something that makes money?
Oh, yeah, you can do that.
Ooh.
Yeah. It takes, you have to be really good. So, like, the newest version of The Sims is The Sims 4, right? You can be a writer in that one, and it literally takes, like, maybe a day and a half to be, like, fucking Tom Clancy rich. So, it's broke. All you have to do is just make your guy write for like 3 days straight.
Yeah.
And then you start minting shit on the 5th day. Yeah, you rest on your
I mean,
all right, if I could do that in real life, I'm in.
You can't Of course, in real life, you live more than 42 days. So, yeah.
That's the dying point?
Yeah.
What is it? Is a day a year? 2 years?
it's
indeterminate.
Debatable, yeah.
Do you actually look old?
Yes, and you move slowly. So, yeah. And eventually you can be going just fine. It's like I go to the gym every day. I got perfect body score. So I'm just rocking the gray mullet and then all of a sudden just
like you do.
As it were.
It's just
Can you get hit by a car?
No.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of ways to kill your Sims, but you have to get kind of creative. So Jeff and I did many things. Yeah.
Are there those out there that you haven't been able to accomplish?
I've tried just about all of them.
And there are the accidental ones too. The occasional like fucking getting zapped by electricity.
That does happen.
Like especially in your house or like lightning?
No, well, yes, both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I don't think I've ever been hit by lightning, but I have had someone who had like extra super retard level mechanical skills try and fix his fucking toaster and get murdered by it. So yeah, that
Did you watch it happen?
Yeah, there's nothing you can do. Of course, you have to watch it, man. So I mean, then there's other people where you try and kill your Sims, and so this is lighting fireworks in the house, or
right.
The cruel punishment that the Sim intelligence test that Jeff designed.
Oh yeah.
This is despicable, but it's great, man. So your guy sits on a square, and so it's a grid, all right? And so, what is it? It was a 3-block by 6-block house. And Jeff put a table in the middle of it, okay, with a chair. And the food's on one side, And then the fucking stove was on the other one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the fridge and the stove are on the other side,
Yeah.
right? So, okay, well the trick is
Yeah.
so you can't walk around this because the space is occupied,
By a
right?
chair.
But if the sim was smart enough to learn that the sim has the action to sit down in the chair and then get up on the other side,
You
right?
can't move a chair.
They can't.
They can't.
They can't.
I can't.
Easily.
Yeah, easily.
But yeah, anybody that couldn't figure that out basically starved to death.
You're
Gotcha.
too stupid to live. Yeah.
What's the success rate?
Oh, it was.
Mine was about
50-50.
50-50.
I'm gonna say,
Yeah.
some people figure it out. Some people, it's a weird thing that this was programmed in.
Would the kids figure it out right away?
No.
Oh.
They're the kids, so like I've had kids die of natural causes and that, meaning that they're swimming in the pool too long and then they just die because they're tired. Yeah. So,
Oh,
and that's not even
wow.
the infamous pool murder where you have someone go in the pool and then delete the ladder so
Yeah.
they die because eventually they
Can't get
drown.
out,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah.
And this, of course, isn't the fucking Saw experiments where somebody stands there and you just build 4 walls around him and
Oh yeah.
fucking Edgar Allan Poe these guys in one way or another.
I did the meanest thing to a guy once. I built a 1 square house that had a
Uh.
refrigerator on one side and then a toilet on another side. And the guy could use each one of them, okay? But he couldn't move off that 1 square just to see if they would actually die of physical exhaustion for not being able to sleep.
Oh,
The answer is yes in Sims 2, no in Sims 3, and again, yes in Sims 4.
So, they've had enough people say this is a thing.
I've
We
just
gotta
tried
change
it,
it.
yeah. So I saw a YouTube video on that like fucking 10 years ago. I was like, I gotta try it. You know?
I mean, I do know that I set up a house that had about 40 hamsters in it, and
Why?
well, because what I would do is I would tell people to just so that I wasn't clicking the same one. I'd tell them to click and just keep petting the hamsters, and every now and then the hamsters would bite them.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
You remember that?
Oh yeah.
And so
You get sick.
coupled with the deplorable living
right.
conditions, a bunch of people just kind of like died like convulsing on the floor
Oh yeah.
and like
the
coughing.
hamsters like eat them.
I've had that happen
It's
because
like,
of pizza. Yeah. So
Oh,
you,
roaches and
roaches. Yeah, you
Yeah.
delete. So yeah, you get eaten by roaches eventually if your house is just. It's horrifying. It's an awful way to die in The Sims. But
Oh my
yeah,
god.
so you delete all the doors. No, you delete the trash can. Is the trick? You delete the trash can because that's where you have a trash can inside your house, and then you have another one out on the curb. You leave that one out on the curb, they never take your trash away. Okay, and so then you just order pizza after pizza after pizza. Okay, and the guy doesn't know what to do with the fucking box, so he'll throw it on the
Just throw it
floor.
on the floor.
And
Yeah.
eventually the floor is full of boxes, so you can't go anywhere. Okay?
You can't walk on boxes?
No, it
No.
occupies the space, man.
Yeah.
So, and so, he's like trapped in his own like filth after he's gonna piss himself, he's gonna shit himself.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the roaches show up
Yeah.
and they're crawling initially over all the boxes. And
Yeah.
if you leave them go long enough, eventually they will crawl on you and you'll do this dance where
Yeah.
you're like on fire, but
Yeah.
you're really getting eaten alive by roaches and then you die.
Oh my
It's
god.
horrifying.
Wow.
Yeah, in the initial few months of the game, when there just wasn't information out about it, the creativity was off the chart. And I will say this about the game. I will argue with the direction on this because this is my biggest problem with The Sims is so the game starts out, if you take just game 1, pack 1, nothing to it, right?
Yeah.
The game has a fairly, I don't want to say serious tone, but it kind of does.
Kind of
right?
does.
It kind of does. It has a serious tone with some goofy elements in it, right? That's how you got the people who told the stories of like, you're not going to believe me. It's like, what? My guy was out there looking through the telescope.
Right.
It's like, bullshit. It's like, and he got abducted.
Yeah, abducted. Yeah. Yeah.
That actually happened, but it was super rare.
It's very
right?
rare.
Ooh.
So these were in the days of like, you're full of shit.
Yeah, this is pre like
Being able to just click
yeah,
a button to
right,
record
right.
and-
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was weird stuff like that going on, but for the most part they played it straight. So you have two ways to go with this as the expansions go by, right? I mean, you are playing a game that is a simulator, right? So it could either go and say like, well, it's a simulation game, but it's got an easy interface. Do we make this actually more analogous to reality, or do we make this a little bit more cartoony, right? And to basically get to the point of that, they have like Sims vampires and
Yeah. The thing about that though, and the thing that I think they did right about it was even with like the latest one, Sims 4, if you want the weird shit, it's DLC.
yeah,
If you don't, then it's not like it's foisted upon you as like, well, why did I get murdered by a vampire? I'm trying to get a promotion. So yeah. So
but I mean, this is the part of we said this a long time ago is this game doesn't allow you to introduce like firearms or stabbing utensils or things like
No.
this, right?
You can be a criminal, but you can't do anything.
Right.
So yeah.
Right. There was a lack of intent when it came to
Being able to deliberately kill.
right.
Right. Yeah.
So which is why it's like, well, I have to resort to, pizza box death or
Right. Yeah.
The creativity.
yeah,
Yeah.
fucking the
Because you're gonna find a way to kill people. Like,
Yeah, well-
that is.
Well, yeah,
that
sure,
is
yeah.
like mission. What 2? Like first you want to build cool stuff, and
It
then
was
you want
a
to
while.
It was a little while. I mean, so like the game's got. I mean, even the base game had such fun architecture tools in it that you spent a lot of time building houses in the
before you
beginning.
ever get to the point where
Yeah.
you want to kill someone off.
and your Sims didn't age in the first game, by the way.
No, they didn't age.
Oh.
So it wasn't until the second one where you started getting old and then eventually die. Which introduced a whole new, like, we were talking Kelvin timeline thing the other day. Which would fucking happen because you'd play this, like, I remember there was this house that I played. And they were just townies that I jumped in on and said, no, I'm going to be your god. So, and I'm going to play as these guys. And I got them through like 4 generations, where they had kids, grew up. Those kids had kids. Grandpa died, and then, like, it was great because, like, my guy, Pat, lived next door. Okay, and I still look like 28. And it's like, I knew your great granddad. He was a good dude. In fact, he borrowed my lawnmower, kind of thing. And so it had this weird, fucked up thing that they tried to fix it in The Sims 3 by making everything go along the same timeline. But you jump out of one house, those people would do their own fucking thing without your permission.
While aging.
While aging, and so you come back, and so you're like, okay, so I've got this single girl, she's great, she's building her career and stuff like that. I come back, she's got like 4 fucking kids and 2 roommates. She quit her job, sold all her furniture. I'm like, what? I hate this game now. Yeah.
So would it have been better if they just left them where you're at, or they have to you
That's
gotta let them?
Where you said the Kelvin timeline.
That's the Kelvin timeline. So Sims 4 actually fixed it because you can turn that on or off. So if you turn it off, all right, everybody's immortal and it goes back to Sims 1. If you turn it on, it's like Sims 2, okay, but your guys will start living split timelines.
Right.
But they don't live as long as they used to. So it used to, like in Sims 2, you lived a long fucking time. So it was like hundreds of days.
Yeah.
And then so in the Sims 4 now it's like 40 days. And so you got to get to it, man.
I'm
So
surprised they wouldn't let you.
you can, but that's just the standard one.
Okay.
Yeah, the standard version is you have the life of like a moth.
Yeah. Kinda. Yeah, no, you're like in pupa form for like 2 days.
Which is exactly
So-
what the infants used to look like in those
They
games.
kind of still do.
Yeah, it's weird. And they have this weird, they form a chrysalis and then.
Right, yes. So they start shedding their skin. So
So speaking of the timeline thing, okay, you hated the everything everywhere all at once.
I sure did.
Okay, so somebody at work had an interesting reason for hot dog hands.
Great.
It is to show how far she was able to escape her timeline.
Uh-huh.
Like the more ridiculous it is, the more powerful you.
Having a reason for something doesn't make it good.
All right.
episode title.
Well,
All right, fair enough. I was just like, oh, okay. Because I forgot that, or I don't even know if you saw it. They eventually turn into rocks. Like,
Nope.
okay. So I was like, yeah, I didn't get the hot dog hand thing either. And then I was like, oh yeah, but they did just transform into like talking rocks. So
Well, again, all right. So had I even gotten to that point, and I don't know. Like I said, that's close to the halfway mark, but it's not quite there. But sorry, man. If you can't set a meaningful tone by that point in the film, I'm not gonna waste my time with it. I'm not. It's like
fair enough. I just was seeing if if having that explanation of it might.
okay. So here would be my question: does that explanation find itself crucial to the plot? Does it find itself crucial to the meaning of the film?
Um,
Or is it just an aside? Is it just something that sort of explains the logic of the film, but doesn't add anything to it?
I guess it's just showing that she's able to push past timelines more than everyone else. I think she kind of already did that by jumping so much.
Right,
but
right.
yeah,
No. Well, I get it, because she's the one.
she's the one. Yes.
Right, I get it. That's from another movie. There's even another part from that same movie that they take where, oh, you have to convince the person that is the one that they're not the one.
Hmm.
Sorry, man, you don't retry this.
That's cool.
No,
That's
buddy,
cool.
you don't take the points of you don't retread another movie's points to make a worse version of it.
What was the other movie?
The Matrix.
The Matrix.
Oh,
It steals
okay,
the
right.
beats.
But it is like what 25 years old now.
Yeah, but they just made a fourth one like 4 years ago.
Yeah, but that's about the time to
Make a
reuse
spiritual
idea.
successor.
Spiritual successor. What was the remake that I saw the other day that was coming out? I don't know. I'll think of it.
Alright.
My brain doesn't melt.
You saw a commercial?
No. It was a we're gonna make this kind of thing.
Oh,
Okay, so it's not out yet, but
No,
it's
no.
just something that they know of. You know what?
Galaxy Quest. They're gonna do a show on Galaxy Quest. So
one with like Tim Allen.
yes, that one.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Look,
I don't think I ever watched that.
I have
Oh,
a,
it's not bad.
I have a reverence for it. I don't have it. Like there are some people that hold it in their pantheon. Like I don't know. This is
It's not that good.
that's fine. It's
Yeah.
it's
It's kind of fun.
It is fun. It's a good spoof of the genre, but there are people that are like, oh, this is Young Frankenstein or something. It's like, well, no,
Yeah.
no.
Well, it's better than any other spoofs that we've seen. So I guess I don't know. So
Well,
I never made it very far through Lower Decks. So
I wouldn't.
you didn't even touch it.
Is
No.
it Lower Decks a movie show?
No, it's a show. It's a spoof.
Oh.
Star Trek spoof. Is it a Seth
Oh.
MacFarlane one?
No.
No, that was
No,
the
he
other one.
did
That was the Orville.
Orville,
Yeah. That's right.
No, I'm sorry. I wouldn't wipe my ass with Lower Decks. So I
Yeah,
mean,
fair
it's
enough,
like,
man.
but,
Yeah. No. So I made it like 2 episodes into that, and I was like, nah, I'm done. So
Is that the only Star Trek show you've done that to?
oh no.
Oh no!
Oh no. No.
Okay, fair enough.
I think Jeff's done it to just about all of them since Deep Space Nine. Yeah.
He's through season 3 on Picard thing.
I heard season 3 is actually supposed to be a lot
Yeah,
better.
season 3 is a lot better.
Yeah, okay. 'Cause
I watched parts of the first and the second one.
Oh, you didn't even finish the season, and you just
No,
did season 3?
Bad. They're bad.
Wow.
yeah, they're bad. Did
Yeah.
they fire the guy?
Yeah.
Or
Well,
basically nerfed him.
I think he got
Yeah.
reassigned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's now an extra.
No,
No.
you fail upward in Hollywood, dude.
Oh,
not,
oh.
not
Now he's
down.
executive producer. Yeah.
Oh, ever since you pointed out that they throw their leading actors into the show as the executive producer to just give them some money.
Oh yeah. You
Like
see it
now,
everywhere?
I'm just like,
everywhere,
oh
yeah.
my god, it's nonstop.
Yeah.
If that's okay, so
And it's not the first season.
no,
It's usually
No.
like somewhere between season 2, season 3, like you're in, and then I'm like,
there's
just got a pay raise.
there's 2 parts to look for when it comes to seeing how people are getting raises that are not raises, right? So, okay, in Hollywood and stuff like this, you have to get paid for what you do, right? You can't just like jump in there and say like, hey man, I want to learn how to do this, right? You don't just jump in there and they teach you, right? Yeah, you have to. They have to pay you for this because if they credit you for it, they have to pay it, right? So when you start looking and more of the executive producers become actors from the show, and then that you notice that the episodes are now being directed by
Yeah.
actors
Or written by him.
on rare occasion, like the Office guys.
The Office guys do that all the time.
yeah. Well, they
So-
were all writers.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. That was the back part of the Office.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, those were
I
like
knew Mindy Kaling was, and who the other guy? The guy who was actually in fucking Glorious
BJ
Bastard,
Novak,
BJ Novak,
and
yeah.
yeah, everybody in that back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, they were. Oh, I knew Toby was. Toby was a showrunner, wasn't he?
I think so.
I think he
I
was.
know Creed was. I know that.
Oh yeah. It's his actual name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Those guys were all writers, and they ended up just being on the show. They
So
made
that's
them
why he
characters.
lived in the back room. I
Yep.
didn't know that.
Well,
That makes sense.
Kind of cool.
Yeah. The Annex. It was called the Annex. Yeah.
oh, the downstairs.
I don't know. So
Oh,
no,
but, yeah,
no.
yeah.
The Annex was the back room. The downstairs the warehouse. So, yeah.
Yeah, there's a group of people out there that you look at and you say, these are not conventionally actor-looking actors.
Oh no.
Those are the writing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And it actually works out exceptionally well.
Yeah.
For that show. Yeah, so but yeah, once you start seeing directors like pop up and like,
I watch it all the time now. I'm like, because I watch seasons of the seasons and stuff on, and it usually shows just that part before it cuts out and then goes to the next show. And I'm like, oh,
okay.
pay raise.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and if you get credited, you're getting paid. Yeah, and that's it's the same thing. Like this is also one of the things with like the reality shows that I do, right? So if you jump into a reality show and you're seeing that the cast are executive producers, right? They're not really capturing you raw and real.
Oh, right, yeah, yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's probably if you have the power to edit your own portrayal.
Well, I've done okay, so again, Gold Rush is evidently a media empire at this point.
Why?
So I want you to understand the different. Okay, so you remember how like when the shows were like really kicking. I don't know if they still do this, but like, you know how like after like Breaking Bad or like Walking Dead, Chris Hardwick would sit down with people and they'd discuss the episode.
Talking Dead. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Gold Rush now has its own.
They did, yeah.
They have
dirt.
an after
Yeah.
show.
They've had that for
Right.
years.
They have that. The dude that the younger guy that
Parker?
say his name again.
Parker Schnabel or
Parker Schnabel.
Yes, him. He's Jewish, right?
Oh no, I doubt it. Yeah.
Why? Just because of his nose?
It's the Schnabel part.
Yeah.
Oh.
I did.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Maybe.
Based on his grandfather, I'm gonna go with a hard no. On
Okay,
that
all
one.
right.
So.
I'm not. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right. But now he's doing a show where he's like backpacking through Peru. and-
Yeah.
okay.
Not looking for gold.
No, he's looking for
He's-
gold.
Oh, okay.
I think he's looking to like find the places to set up his next shop, kind of thing. So,
No.
because he's doing like an adventure show,
Right.
Right.
so he's like hiking the world and stuff, and then like scoping sites in the process.
Right.
An absolute.
Waste of time.
Well, he's a charisma gravity well. Like there's just,
Yeah.
like
Can't escape velocity.
If you don't have an arch nemesis right there, because it was all about the bad guys like always picking on him.
yeah, and so he's presented as like the leader of this expedition, right? And he has no character. He's not interesting. All of his jokes are terrible, right? But they don't.
I didn't even know he had jokes.
It's like he's like more like a god, really gosh, you know, it's terrible.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's got the charisma of fucking like a Roblox commentator or something like that.
Nice, yeah.
No,
Oh
but-
my gosh! You know?
No, and that's the thing. But they don't play it off like you can play that off. Where you're like, okay, well that's him. He makes dad jokes or whatever.
They
right?
didn't give like a partner that he has to go with that like is evil and is like pranking him the entire time.
Well, you have two choices with that. Yes, you would have like evil prankster, or you would have like dude that gets into trouble.
Right, yeah.
Or
Right.
3 women.
Well, so it's there's
Sounds like a job for Bobcat.
Is he alive?
I think he's still alive.
yeah.
Yeah.
Does he still talk like that?
So to say either that or Kevin Hart, man.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's in everything.
yeah, he's in everything.
Would you instantly send it back if he popped on your screen?
Kevin Hart?
Yeah.
No.
You at least can understand it.
Yeah, well, because a lot of times, okay, so it really depends. Like if he was doing like back interviews, yeah, it'd be fine because he talks normally. And then, you know, when they say action and he just starts screaming and shit, especially on the shows where I have to log how they're saying things. Like you have to, so the trick is like,
Ooh, do you get to use some creative adjectives?
yeah.
Yeah, you got in trouble for that. Yeah. Super duper gay.
Yeah, I don't think I got busted for that one, but yeah, there was one, yeah, where I just like
Like prancing or dancing or
well, no, so there I marked their I remember I marked somebody's, you know, commentary. I marked it as like divisive screeching or
Please tell me that was for a documentary.
that was Kevin
Oh,
Hart.
that'd be great.
no, it
Yeah.
was for that fucking dumbass show The Circus on Showtime where John Heileman, that fucking idiot, is just, you know, like, can you believe people vote for this? You know, that's its whole mentality.
Did Roper's show die?
Did what?
Mark Roper's show die?
I haven't gotten any more.
Oh.
I would like to think that they either like
It didn't pass the chopping block.
they took like the fucking like 10 episodes or whatever, and they're like, guys, we can't air this.
He's better on YouTube.
Oh, they're
What are you
great.
saying? Yeah.
Well, like so, the last few shows that I've seen of his, he is getting kind of into that like way over the top kind of bullshit, you know, fucking
Yeah.
MythBusters on crack kind of stuff. And it was better when he was just doing his squirrels, you know.
I
So-
saw one of the squirrels,
They're
a
badass.
different one where they're doing like an
Yeah.
obstacle course.
Yeah.
It's like 2 versus 2,
Uh-huh.
and then he had like I don't even know how he got the squirrels doing it, but he had like 2 different houses for the each of the
Mhm.
squirrels. Like one's the rich family and one's the poor family.
Okay.
And so like
I
they're
don't know if I
training,
like this anymore.
they're training like with like expensive equipment to like, and they're like wearing like preppy uniforms and stuff like this. And
What
then
the squirrels are?
they got him
What the
like,
fuck?
they
Okay,
got,
never
like-
mind. That was dumb.
I don't know, but it
I like the one when he had like the
actually pretty
same 5 squirrels in his backyard and he kept trying to challenge them.
funny. Well,
over
yeah,
and
yeah,
over.
yeah.
You know, it's kind of like you're rooting for certain squirrels after a while. He's like, you know, stop it with the social commentary. Don't tell me,
Oh, it was
these
fun.
guys have fucking gym memberships. You know, kind of thing.
Whoa, man, yeah, your socialism detector is going off hard.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
wasn't-
man, yeah, it's been a little
It
sensitive.
wasn't
lately.
anything like that.
Okay,
it
good.
was more just kind of making fun of stuff. Like it just gave them personalities for
Oh, okay.
these 2 squirrels were the brothers that grew up rich.
Okay.
And,
Yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah.
So you're playing with the
it-
Sims. Got
It was
yeah.
not,
Yeah.
it was not
Okay.
saying these privileged ones need to lose.
But see
and-
that
and give
that's
to
the trigger
poor.
word. Yeah.
So it wasn't like Michael Douglas and fucking Ant-Man like talking to the audience about how
I'm the bad guy.
no.
Did they do like a commentary thing?
Yes, because he was talking about like how the ants are socialist and how,
Oh,
it's amazing that we haven't figured it out yet.
Gotcha.
I didn't watch it. I just read that, so I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Did you hear that they might be having to get rid of Kang?
Yeah. That dude did a little bit of power slap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I did see that.
So they might
Yeah.
have to.
Scrap the dude that the whole shit is based around.
Oops.
Yeah.
I guess they already have a new candidate. He does not have the physical presence. So
Like fat?
no, he's scrawny.
Oh.
I never watched Snowfall. I guess he's the lead guy in that. I don't really know the guy, but I was like,
Snowfall.
It's a show, I think, on like FX, which you would never watch because
No.
you wouldn't even know that it made it to TV.
Nope.
No, you might as well be saying that it's on USA.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, does USA exist still?
Yes.
It does?
Yes.
Do it?
I don't know.
I didn't know that.
I don't know if I deleted it from my channels that I surf through. I can't
see.
think
You're not missing anything.
I can't think of anything
Yeah.
that's been. Well, no, I watched Mr. Robot, and I guess that was on USA.
That was a USA show?
Yeah,
They made it, or they were just syndicated through them?
because now I watched it on Netflix, and it would say like USA on the bottom.
Yeah.
Really?
I didn't look into it, but I was just like, "Whoa, USA, impressive."
Hey man, it's just cable subscriptions. It's the only reason why CNN's still a fucking thing. So... MSNBC and fucking Jim Cramer.
And ESPN, from what I understand.
I've heard that too. Yeah, that their
Really?
that their viewership sucks. So
Is it just sports now? Like just the
I-
games?
no,
Because I could imagine Sports Center has to like useless now.
oh, Sports Center.
I would imagine. Like,
Yeah, pretty much.
Like,
So
who doesn't get their highlights like right when you see it if you wanted to?
The only difference is it's not just the highlights; it's actually liking the personalities. But
that's kind of hard to do. So
I don't know any of the personalities anymore.
well, Scott Van Pelt is still there.
He's
Scott
still
Van Pelt's still there.
He's the night guy.
Yeah.
Anybody else? I've never watched it in the morning.
I don't know what daytime
I have no
Sports
idea.
Center is.
I don't even know what they show during the day. But
I
yeah, I
presume
guess
sports.
I'm a huge sports guy, and I literally only watch the games that are on.
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah.
yeah, I guess I could see that. Oh, that's kind of crazy.
Isn't that a Disney property too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
they're trying to divorce themselves from that now.
Oh, they'll probably find someone to buy that. So
I wouldn't.
some Saudi guy.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, I guess I would rebrand the shit out of it though.
What would you do to fix
Oh, no.
ESPN?
I wouldn't fix it. I would
Oh,
just
okay.
rebrand it.
Okay, what would you call it then?
I'd call it ESPN.
This isn't much of a rebranding, Jeff.
No, I'm not.
I call it the same. It looked the
Right,
same.
yeah. You gonna change the logo up? You know, maybe go black white on this one. You know, a little simpler.
Well, okay, so I'd take like the shine off the logo, but I mean that's not much.
Okay.
So I'd
Obviously,
obviously
all the Ocho.
no. Don't be silly. Don't be ridiculous. But no, I would just be like, all right, I'd have to make a choice, and I'd have to stick with it. And I think what I'd do is I would jump in there and I'd say, all right, this is ESPN. A lot of this is going to stay the same, but I'm going to go one of two ways. Either you all shut the fuck up, right? You all either report sports, or I let you guys have a free-for-all on your ideologies, right? So that means, like, Kurt Schilling comes back, and he's putting in there just so he can fight with the other people.
Oh Lord.
And I'm like, no, you guys go nuts. You guys go ham on each other, right? And you take whatever issues into sport that you want, okay?
It's not gonna be sports for very long.
Yeah, I know. It's
Well,
gonna
no.
be Twitter pretty fast.
Well,
but
But that's the thing is you want to sit there and watch people argue about this shit between the games, right? Because the games are going to be the games, okay? That's it. If people came in to watch Gonzaga play, let them, okay? Or if they, going to watch Sunday night, whatever. That's
always gonna be.
always there. The rest of it is all like commentary shows, right?
Yeah, it is.
So
bullshit.
let people go fucking nuts, or you say, all of you, if you give me an inch of what you think about this beyond metrics, there's the door.
Like, is it just a show now just to see who gets fired?
Kind of.
You're
Yeah.
like, when,
For me, if
will this guy slip?
yeah.
Like,
You
do
just-
you hire controversial people on there just so that they can't say anything, and you
no,
watch them having nervous switches? And
no. That's the thing is if I go no opinions, right? Then I'm just going straight to like modeling agencies. I'm like, fuck it. I'm like, this is what we're doing.
oh
right?
yeah, you just get some
Imagine
pretty
if
faces.
if you threw like Howard Stern on with Rush Limbaugh with like, oh, dead. But like all these people that you're used to having talk,
Then
you just tell them you can't.
They wouldn't take the job. I mean, like Howard Stern has a job.
Yeah.
It's $100 million from Sirius. But yeah, if I take the guys in there and then just like say like, no, this is ESPN. Okay, I went in the backyard. I grabbed this bug. I grabbed this bug.
I'm
And
gonna
put
put
them
both in the same
put
carton.
them all in the same jar. Shook the shit out of it. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna watch fights.
Sounds like what we did as kids.
Yeah, we did quite a
There's
bit.
an angle to it,
Yeah.
right? Because you just want to see there, like the half of it is, you're there to see them talk about sports, but if it's a free for all, you're sitting there hoping like, boy, I hope my guy fucking lays into that fucking annoying girl, or I hope that girl lays into the fat dude, right? You're sort of rooting for your person, right? That aligns with whatever bullshit political ideology that you can bend into sports.
Are they allowed to talk while screaming?
Well, you have somebody in there that is sort of the voice of reason. That's how these shows work.
You gotta have a guy with a kill mic switch.
Right.
So
right.
yeah.
Exactly.
Like the old
exactly.
Crossfire rules, where it's just like, okay, now what do you think about that? Right, and the other guy's just doing this on the screen, but yeah.
Yep.
You know?
It's it's kind of like the actual mute button on around the horn. Yeah. Yeah.
Right, yeah. Why isn't there a political show where they do that? I haven't done that since Crossfire. Chris Matthews used to do it to people.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm gonna presume that's because like ESPN or somebody owns the format now. Somebody's
Probably,
probably
yeah.
trademarked it.
Yeah, probably. So.
You can't trademark just giving the mute button.
Yeah, you can.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Well, you just call it something else.
Yeah.
Kill switch.
The kill switch. The timeout corner. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can make it very
Yeah.
humiliating.
The naughty
The
step.
naughty stuff.
Yeah, okay.
The little table. Yeah. They shrink your picture down, you know.
That's
so,
true. Yeah. Like, don't make me make you sit at the kids'
You're
table.
gonna have to sit at the kids'
Yeah.
table.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can definitely. Because I mean, yeah, it would be hilarious to watch some of these political guys just be muted and be like,
You know, but see, they make so much money where they're at, man. I mean, like, Hannity's the best
Uh.
example of that. The guy is fucking filthy rich. And he does, what, an hour of television and 2 hours of radio a day, 4 days a week. You know, and everybody who calls in agrees with him.
Right.
So, you know, and
Yeah. Yeah.
like, he gets to sponsor the companies that he likes. So, like, driving over here today, he's telling me all about why I should buy a Henry rifle. So, you know, and I'm like,
"Are you?"
no. So,
But did you consider it? You know, in a way that you
I know what I'm
wanted to
talking
before?
about when it comes to rifle. I don't want one. You know? But yeah, it's just like so you get these guys who call in. Oh, you were absolutely right about that. Yeah, let me tell you a little bit more. And he's like, yeah, yeah. Tell me how I'm awesome, you know, kind of thing. It's like, okay, dude, you're harmless here, you know.
And that's the thing is, for me, the only way that works is the call screener actually has to let cranks go through, right?
Well, sure.
That's
Then he'll just cut them off. Like he gets like 5 words out, and he's like, "All right, no."
Yeah, he do that.
They throw the hammer on pretty quick when.
Depends on the show. So, like, when I pick up my daughter, I listen to Dave Ramsey. So, they actually let people through with the same fucking stupid questions over and over again. And he'll be like, okay, this is why you're being dumb. You know, kind of thing.
Limbaugh used to let him play.
Limbaugh was the master at that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, in fact, he used to have a bunch of liberals who would call in. It was like Harry the liberal and Bob the lefty, you know.
These guys should have been getting checks.
They
it's-
might have been.
yeah.
I don't know.
Or are they plants? Maybe. I
It
wouldn't
might have
doubt
been
it.
plants. Or, you know, they were recruits after a while.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, shit, even those guys used to get through on Glenn Beck's show, for as awful as it was.
God, you talk about a guy who absolutely positively copped to being what he was.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
Did he?
Oh, dude, he made X amount of
Oh,
money
yeah.
and ducked the fuck out. So, and, you know, that's why you haven't heard shit from him in a while. So, because he's like, how many zeros are on this? We gotten up to 7. If we can make 8, let's make 8. The day he made 8, he was done. So,
Bravo.
Did I sell a couple of books where the title is giving a suggestion about how things were better once, and I'm standing in front of an American flag? Yes.
Yes.
Did it sell a whole ton?
Yes.
Did I see people buying hardback versions of this in Safeway?
Yes.
Okay, I can go now.
I can go now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially since this whole thing was, he was just a fucking morning zookeeper who turned around and he was.
You're right, he was.
He was just a morning radio zookeeper,
Yeah.
right? So that was one of those fucking idiots who'd be on there when you're trying to listen to music and you're hearing the shit in the background, and he and the other fucking like dumb girl in the fucking room, they're just like talking about like, oh, this is your morning commute, penis, whoa! And this
fucking morning radio.
it's just morning penis radio.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's so
The radio
fucking
guys
dumb.
on The Simpsons.
Very KBBL.
Boring. It's so he was one of those guys. Found his way onto headline news, I think.
Yeah, he was a CNN guy. First.
Yeah, and then then he got turned into this persona, and he's like, I can cash out on this. I just have to be this guy, so I'm gonna yell at shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna use a chalkboard. Yeah. So. And then, unlike all his adversaries at the time, he ducked the fuck out.
Yep.
A long time ago, man.
Yep.
So. Yeah, because I remember he was on right before Papa Bear Bill O'Reilly, so for years, and so you could have your lefty choices on one channel, or Glenn Beck, and then Bill O'Reilly, and then Sean Hannity's had that 9 o'clock spot forever. So
Right. I
whatever
think
it
he's
is.
like Union.
Dude, he's a piece of
This is-
furniture
yeah.
around there. So they're not going to move him. So
That's a special guy's job,
It's
man.
been there forever,
Yeah.
man. It's really fucking heavy. So,
No, they have specialists. You move Hannity,
We
yeah.
designed the room around him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has like a live audience now on like half his shows.
Does he?
Who?
I haven't actually watched it. I've listened to his radio show quite a bit, but I haven't watched his actual show in ages.
What I
So-
don't understand is, like, what exactly do people find so endearing or interesting about Tucker Carlson that makes him so overwhelmingly number one?
I don't really know.
I don't get his appeal,
He's got that soft, doughy kind of face.
and that's
And
what you want from
So
your...
does Piers Morgan. That doesn't work. So,
But he's kind of like the lovable guy. So he's not full of bitterness and like
I
Well,
think he's punchable, man.
yeah,
So, yeah.
But he's just that. He's kind of like your neighbor that would just be there. He's not gonna rile you. He riles you up just enough but he doesn't like look like he's gonna spit, and he kind of smiles and.
Okay, so
I mean, he looks like a bobblehead.
Okay, so
'cause
he doesn't.
Every time his guests talk, he's like.
Okay,
Oh,
so he doesn't
he's got
go.
that horrible tick where he's like,
Yeah, his head bobbles.
yeah, yeah.
Kind of cute. And...
But he doesn't go full, like Glenn Beck screaming.
Right. Yeah. He doesn't really.
He's no Alex Jones.
Yeah.
No, nobody's Alex Jones, man. That
Right.
guy's the master.
But
So,
there's this, I don't know, there's something about his cadence that is like 60% Andy Rooney.
It's
I
gotten
guess.
more annoying the longer I've like listened.
Well,
to
yeah,
it.
it's got this weird cadence of like. So why is it
oh yeah. Oh, you nailed that one. Yeah.
that despite being only 13% of the population,
Yeah.
51% of the violent crime is all perpetrated by one race, but we can't talk about it?
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah,
actually
but
watch him still, or?
every once
Yeah.
in a while, not much.
I remember watching him ages ago on CNN. So, because he came from CNN too. So, but he was a little bit more newsy and less commentary back then.
Yeah.
So yeah. I don't remember. But the rest of what I see from him is clips, and I don't trust.
Right.
I don't trust any fucking clips anymore. I really don't, man.
Well, okay, yeah. So I understand what you're talking about. So I didn't see the Call of Duty ones, but yeah, the algorithm did throw Biden, Obama, and Trump fucking arguing about fighting game mechanics, and I was like, wow,
Oh, that's pretty good.
like this guy's It's fairly accurate.
Well, in the same way on Minecraft, man. So
Okay.
this is my redstone machine. There's no fucking redstone in it, man. What are you talking about?
So yeah, I can understand that. I can understand the reluctance to trust. I don't know. You're at a point where we're getting to a point where it's like, if I didn't see it live with my own eyes in person,
Yeah.
I don't have reason to believe it.
I've been there for a while, man. So the thing is okay, so I'll believe it, but you got to give me the unedited shit. So show me the shit, and if it's up there, fine. If it's an hour long, I'll fucking watch it, So that's fine by me. But yeah, if you give me jump cuts that looks like a bad Minecraft video, I am instantaneously suspicious now. So
Fair enough.
The deep fakes are just going to get better and better.
Oh, they're getting better already, man. I've watched those fucking Joe Biden and Donald Trump ones where in the beginning, just in that first week, they didn't really have Joe Biden's voice down.
Yeah.
But now it's pristine.
Yeah, I think that's actually the best one.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just cycling through. It's his weird staccato bizarre.
It's weird,
yeah.
man. So,
Like if you're trying, this is the thing is so if you can remember, like back to the 2016 and around then, right? You couldn't go on a show without them doing like a Donald Trump impression because he's easy to do. That would be like that would be like, oh, okay, well this is President Christopher Walken, right? So everybody's got something that they can do on this because it's easy to do, right? But
Robert De Niro,
yeah, then there would be exactly. But yeah, that's the thing is doing a Joe Biden is you either like lead into one thing and it's like I'm old, right?
Right, yeah.
But you don't actually capture his weird.
No, you got it. There's a little bit more nuance to his, I mean, and that's why I like there are a few people who could actually do a really good Donald Trump.
Yeah.
So, but then there are a lot of people where it's like you're not even fucking trying. Alec Baldwin being number one.
Yeah.
So yeah. So.
Which is weird because he was never an impressions guy to begin with.
It was, yeah. I don't know why he got that or why he decided to do it. Maybe it's because he was just chubby. I don't know.
Well, Alec Baldwin has views.
Oh, that's right.
He has feelings. He has.
You can have feelings on the inside of jail. So
I
He's
wish.
not going
he's
to
not going to jail.
That'd be sweet.
They are going to sue the holy fuck out of him, though.
I'm sure he's got plenty enough to pay for.
Yeah, he's going to have less. So I guess you take what you can get. So,
well,
how much is a life worth?
so,
depends on who takes it.
It's a weird thing for the judge to look at you or whatever and be like, well, I sentence you to abject poverty.
Just yelling nothing but Arby's.
That's
Should I go to prison?
I know. But it's like, well, how many years? It's like, I'll trade you 2 in prison for 50% of what you're going to take.
Right, yeah. Let me do the math.
And then they just kind of like do the math. It's like, it's like 3.5 for a quarter.
Right.
They say, which part of prison? It's like, Gen Pop? No.
You're going to AdSec, buddy.
Right.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, because, when people talk about that Martha Stewart went to prison, I've documented her experiences when she talked about prison.
Yeah.
She said she felt in danger.
Right.
In one part of the facility.
Yeah.
If you walked there alone, which she did a few times. And she felt that it was unprotected there, so somebody could have ganked her ass. But the rest of the time, she was actually teaching entrepreneuring classes in prison.
Oh, Lord. Yeah.
Or did any of them go on to be successes?
Tax cheats?
I can't answer that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't answer that.
I'm so scared of prison, man. So there's
It's not for us.
it's not for us, man. It's just
What would you do to get to
like
prison?
hopefully nothing, man. But you know, like there's always that chance, you know, that something fucking rando happens. Like some guy knocks on your door and you got dementia and you blow him away. You know? So-
Oh, you're talking about that story, huh?
I don't know anything about
Oh,
that story
boy,
yet because
yeah.
you can't get good information on it yet, man.
It's either,
All I could see
yeah.
was that the guy who got arrested was wearing a fucking bib. And that tells me something about his mental state.
Dude, I have seen it in, I have seen that story in exactly one of two varieties, right?
I've seen a variety.
Which one?
The one that's most popular amongst, you know, like whatever media usually filters itself onto my phone.
Okay,
So,
well, there's,
obviously screaming, foaming at the mouth racist here.
so there's,
As
yeah.
opposed towards 84-year-old man who lives alone and is probably riddled with dementia.
See, yeah, that's
So-
the two versions that I've heard is one is this guy accidentally, you know, tried to go into this house,
Yeah,
and
that might very well be true. So-
well, and it's just a question. So evidently was clearly marked MAGA country, and
what, the house?
well, this is the crap version I'm telling you about.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just
well
like-
I saw pictures of the house. It looks very nice.
right.
I did not see it draped in swastikas.
No, but he did piss a MAGA line out in front of the house to mark his territory. Like fucking deer don't even
Is it
come
like
close.
bright red?
Yeah.
It's like transmission fluid.
Oh, it's thick too.
Well, it's got to stick in case it rains, man. You know.
Well, like if it rains, you just do it again. Like I mean, that's how animals do
It's
it.
like 6 months of hate that you got to build up.
That's true.
You got to watch a lot of Fox News before you get that much transmission in your fluid. You know?
But then the other version was basically the version of, so there I was minding my own business.
Yeah, I
right?
don't think that's true either, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, man. I mean, the dude looks so confused. So, and it took me a couple looks at it. I was like, that's a fucking bib. The guy's wearing a bib. So it was like, you wear a bib when you're old. So and
Yeah.
you can't really control certain
Right.
functions. Yeah, and it's like that. The story's gonna suck, and nobody's gonna tell the actual story behind it. Because the kid probably did. I don't know. Maybe he did make a fucking mistake. From all I see, he's been in every fucking band camp and, you know, science Olympiad and all this
Right,
shit.
right.
This is not your typical, you know, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go knock off a liquor store, you know, upbringing here.
Well, you come in
So-
one of two varieties, right? If you're on that side of the melanin spectrum, you're reported as being one of two things. You're either like a future academic all-star, or
Right.
you are an aspiring rapper.
Right? Yeah, you're Will Smith or
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Did
What
you
the fuck was the other guy's name?
what? Trayvon Martin?
No. From Fresh Prince.
Oh,
Alfonso's.
you're
Carlton?
Carlton. Thank
Carlton,
you. Gee,
yeah,
oh, man,
Carlton
my
Banks,
brain.
yeah.
It's yeah.
Isn't it
Alfonso Riviera. Yeah.
Alfonso Riviera. Yeah.
I was not going to come up with Riviera. I was nowhere close.
Were you thinking of like a more ethnic name or no?
I thought it would be like Alfonso Smith, but that doesn't make sense.
Jones.
Will Smith.
Jones.
Yeah.
Alfonso Jones.
Green. Yeah.
Carter.
Carter. Yeah. Wheeler.
That wasn't your name originally, was it?
Nah.
It was given to me by a guy that made wheels.
Right. Yep. Had to work somewhere, man.
Yeah.
So.
I tell you how he made his money. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. No, I don't know. We'll see. So that just came across the news. What, like 2 days ago? I think it was.
Did you watch the fucking Chicago chaos?
I've been trying. I haven't done my homework on that yet, but I did see a couple stories that actually filtered through from the Chicago Tribune. Just kind of like, hey, this is what's going on in downtown. It didn't really have too many explainers on it, but you know, apparently it's fucking flooded with cops, but they can't really do that much in certain of these situations.
Right.
So, I don't really know. I didn't do my homework on that. I was doing all my homework on the leak thing. So
Oh.
yeah.
What did you uncover?
So the guy was an IT dude.
Yeah.
So, oh, okay. Yeah, I figured you might know
I
that.
heard
Yeah.
that, but
So everybody was all like, "Oh, what's this guy in the Air National Guard doing with access to this sensitive
Okay.
information?" And apparently he snagged some documents from one of these briefing rooms because he came in and they were like, "Oh, the PowerPoint's not working," or this guy's on mute.
well, I heard that he maybe I have no idea, but that he had access to a lot of this stuff. Like
Sure.
he had the wrong attributes assigned. Like somehow he was just like, "Can I get access to this?" And they give him
Yeah.
that clearance within 'cause you just drag people into groups to give them authorization. And
Yeah.
so he was just part of all these groups.
That
And
might
he
be
was
true, too.
just like whether because that's horrible run. Like you're supposed to check every periodically to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
like, hey, does this guy still need access to this? And no, so we get
Yeah.
rid of him. But if you just leave him there, then you just start getting joined into groups and groups and
But
groups.
see, the
and-
documents were printed, and they weren't printed from any machine that he was linked up to.
Mm.
So the thing that I saw was that, okay, so that's part of the way from, well, anyway, this one guy that I listened to who kind of knows about some of this shit, he was like, okay, so if this is printed out, this is how they caught him. Probably because they're all serialized, and so if he was dumb enough to take a picture of it, they can get the serial number of the document off there and figure out, at least narrow it down to what's called a SCIF, which is a secure information thing that they set up, where you're not allowed to go in there with your phone. You're not have to,
Right.
you're not allowed to have a fucking iWatch or a pacemaker or what is it, the pager, but the there's that diastolic thing. That
Oh, the one that reads your diabetes.
Yes,
level.
that one.
Yeah,
You're not allowed
yeah.
to have any electronics, like anything like that, in there, and so everything has to be controlled like that. And so the only way you could get information out of there is literally to snag one of the documents. So if they were printed, and so which explains the photos. So behind it, but yeah, that dude is going to jail for probably not as long as people think. So it's bad, but they hit you with everything. But the last 3 or 4 times it's happened. So the most famous one being that one with that Air Force girl in Tennessee.
Manning.
No, the one after that. There was another one.
Oh,
after that.
okay.
Yeah. So she had a weird name. So, well, Manning did like 4 or 5 years, and this girl did like 2. So he'll be out. So they won't fucking Snowden him.
That's rough. Okay, so
Yeah.
is the suspicion that he leaked it to Discord?
Yes.
Okay.
So directly. Actually, there's kind of an interesting like linkage there. It goes back to a Minecraft server. So,
Okay.
but then prior to that, there's a couple other things that he was doing with a couple buddies. A couple buddies are kind of egging him on. So, it was like, yeah, exactly. I know. We all know how this works. So,
That's why I'm laughing.
yeah, we all know exactly how this
Because
works.
that means because that means I'm in the interrogation room. They're like, how this happens. Like, I was talking to Pat, like Pat and Will, and they were just kind of like, leak it, dude, leak it. Leak it. It's like, I'm not. Don't send them to jail. They got kids. But like, I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, right, yeah. So, yeah, but that's kind of the story behind that I could find.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I actually don't mind that information getting out.
No, not really. And that's the thing is that there's nothing in there that's too crazy. So the thing about American Special Forces, they're listed as 12 dudes on that. So they're the guys who call the Pentagon and say, hey, can I get the satellite pictures? I guess, special operations, not the fucking SEAL team that's over there. So, it's these guys that, they're just probably attached to some of these units or surveillance dudes or CIA guys or something, So, I mean, Britain's got like 50. So they got a lot more. So, but they do a lot more intelligence in Europe than we do.
They do.
So
they are closer.
And so yeah, the speculation is that it's almost all intelligence guys or legal guys. There's no combat personnel there. There's no training personnel there. So I actually dug that up. You know where they're doing the training?
Huh.
Oklahoma.
Okay.
Yeah, so they bring the dudes over here and they train them out in Oklahoma. So this is how you do a Patriot missile, and this is what you do. So if you need any help, there's the phone. So yeah, so I was wrong about that one, but
That's rough. That actually almost sounds worse.
why?
Having to go to Oklahoma.
Because that
Oh,
means
yeah.
you're well, no, because you're importing combatants to your place to train them on this stuff and then send them back, because they're like, you don't really have a good argument to say like, no, they just like stumbled across it.
No, of course not. Well, of course. I mean, there's only one place in the world to get Patriot missiles from.
There is
So,
that.
yeah,
Yes.
it's
Right.
here. Yeah. So, and apparently we sell a shitload of them. So, not just to Ukraine.
No,
So, yeah.
it's anyone who needs them.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. And so they have a big training facility where it's full of Saudis and Israelis.
Oh, I thought you had like two
Yeah.
guys in plastic packaging with the Patriot missile that kind of get
Right,
shipped
yeah,
with it.
exactly. Yeah, this is terrorinated. Yeah, so break glass. Yeah. Yeah, no, and then the casualty figures were they were fucksword. So
That was that crap.
So, yeah, not kind of. All right. So, the original one, there's two different sets of casualty figures on there. Okay. The first one, which is the one that you saw, was KIA, killed in action.
Okay.
Okay. They have very low confidence on that one. And what you saw, which I saw the exact same thing, where it's like 19,000 on the Russian
Yeah.
side and 45,000 on the
Yeah,
Ukrainian
yeah.
side. So, what somebody did, all right, in this one, and it's technically still quote true,
Okay.
is they took, that's an estimate, okay, and the estimate, they took the lower bound of the estimate of the Russian casualties and the upper bound of the casualty estimates for Ukraine. And those casualty effort estimates are, well, the KIA ones are what they call low confidence, which means they're about 67% confident that they've actually got the band on that. So it could be anywhere from, like on the Ukrainian side, from 10,000 to that 45,000, and on the Russian side from that 19,000 upwards to 80,000.
Okay.
And so they just cherry pick those things.
So it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
okay.
So well, I mean and that wasn't on Twitter. That was on Telegram that showed up
Yeah.
first. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, all right. So I didn't know if you're on Telegram or not. So.
I can't talk about that.
Yeah, that's fine. So I don't know. I didn't even know what the fuck Telegram was until I started going down this rabbit hole. And I was like, oh, so it's Bahamian fucking Twitter. Got it. So, or whatever it is. I don't know. So,
Okay. Telegram is where you send like short bursts of information when your actual whatever it is goes down. I'll just put it that.
got it. Okay. So you got it. All right. So, but it came from there. It was doctored there. So the previous documents were posted elsewhere before them.
Okay.
You can see where they just took those two things and then scrubbed off the other shit. So, and then what was it? The actual casualty figures. So, which are kind of interesting because I didn't know this, but they're actually really easy to predict. So it's like, you know how like fucking insurance companies do actuarial tables. So where if you have like lung cancer, you have this probability of living for this long.
Sure,
And it's really
sure.
fucking accurate because they have a lot of data on it.
Yeah.
Apparently, the military has a lot of data on casualties.
Oh,
too.
okay. Okay.
And so, if you're involved in this kind of war, performing this kind of action, doing this kind of shit for this long, you have this chance of dying. And it's like a science, man. So,
Wow.
as a stats nerd, I found it kind of fascinating. But
Did you?
yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
So, but anyway, so when you're predicting KIA, you're actually taking a gross casualty figure, which is really simple. You send X number of guys into battle. You wait a little bit. You go back out there. You count them and see how many there are. Okay. The difference between X and Y is your casualty rate. And then you go to the actuarial tables. So to take a look at like, okay, who got killed, who got wounded, who got this. And then you only check it later, after you're done fighting and shit. So... but the actual casualty figures, it's about 2-1 right now. So 2 Russians have been casualtated, whether that's killed, wounded, missing.
Yeah.
So versus Ukrainians, which is actually pretty good for an attacker because it's usually 3 or 5-1.
Right.
So
Right.
2-1 is actually a little bit better, but a lot more Russians have died. So
Interesting.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for looking into that.
I was
It's
curious.
just- yeah. It's
so because I saw something completely different than what you said, and I was like, I'm gonna go find that. I didn't actually go to Telegram though. I don't think I'm allowed there.
no, you're allowed there. You're allowed there.
I tried when
I
something
stumbled
slapped my
across
hand.
some shit in there where they're beheading a dude, so I was like, no, I'm done. So yeah,
Well, all you do,
Whoa.
like Telegram is usually going to be invited to a certain place. It's kind of like Discord, but it's not.
Yeah. Okay.
Huh.
Yeah. No. No. I'm good.
And again, it's nobody's really like. You can hang out in Telegram, but Telegram sucks. It's just like, so you hop in this place to say like this is the room that you're going to, and it's just nonstop shit posting, really.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
just
okay.
nonstop shit posting. Little bit of news and stuff like there, but really you're just like,
So you get news there that you're not going to get somewhere else because it's been censored.
yeah, and you go there if the site
Right.
you're actually getting your news from goes down.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
And somebody will send out like, hey,
We'll be on this Telegram.
we'll
Yeah,
talk
got
here,
it.
right? So we can let you know, give updates, that kind of stuff. I'm sure there's crappier things out there, but it's also like, people know not to be too. People know that Telegram's being watched, right? So there's no like real.
By who? Everybody?
Well, it's an easy place to get to. There's no like password or anything to it.
Oh,
So you
okay,
just
I see
jump
what you're
in
saying, yeah.
and so if the FBI
But
wants
it's not
to
an
look at you,
American site, is it?
I think it started somewhere else, but I know it's used in the States. I know some places have banned it. I don't remember.
Oh,
It was
okay.
like
I
Russia.
don't know.
I don't remember. But,
Well, actually, that's where the data came from.
Yeah.
So I don't think it'd be banned in Russia. So.
well, being banned in Russia doesn't mean that.
Oh, right. Yeah. There was okay. So there was two other like really interesting stats that I saw this week. So it's like number one, where's the second highest concentration of tech entrepreneurial or IT talent in the world?
It's Russia.
No, it's Azerbaijan now.
Oh, really?
They fucking bolted.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that actually makes sense. All right.
So there's like 5 countries that you can just jet to if you have a Russian passport. And so like
Yeah.
over the last like 6 months, the per capita number of IT professionals in Russia has basically evaporated. And they all went to Georgia or Azerbaijan, or
Wow.
Armenia. So yeah. And so all 3 of these countries, it's like the United States and then these 3 countries. So,
It sounded like it would be kind of fun to be a hacker in Russia
maybe.
because they give you like from what I heard is you have free license to do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
And they won't bust you, but when they need you,
You're
you're
expected to
called.
serve. Yeah. Okay.
and you
yeah.
do whatever it is they tell you to do.
Right. Okay.
You get to just dig, exploit, try and do
Yeah.
whatever, and no FBI is gonna knock on your door.
Mhm.
But the day you get the call,
Yeah. Well, I know in China it's different. It's all state sponsored. So you basically, if you're going to be a hacker there, you work for the you work for the quote company, so to speak. I don't know though, man. I've just heard that. So
I totally would believe that.
well, the same thing's true in North Korea.
Yeah.
So yeah, because North Korea is always out there trying to steal somebody's Bitcoin. So serious, yeah. So all the time. And then what was it? There was the other interesting stat that's actually really good news for you is college tuition has gone down a lot.
Okay,
Nobody-
that makes sense.
Yeah, but nobody's really known that story. It's always been, oh, college is getting way more expensive. Here's the part that most people don't know. It's been going down since 2012. So, yeah. So, it was like, really?
Like after the financial crisis.
Apparently, yeah. So, apparently college tuitions peaked back then. And they've been slowly going down. And there's a big dip after COVID. And guess what? It didn't recover.
Well,
So-
both my kids last time I had them said, "I want to go to college."
Good. Get a job.
All right.
Well, I mean, just like just tell them it's like Starbucks will reimburse you for
Right,
some of the classes. you
Right. They'll
take.
work with you on your schedule. Yeah.
No, I did know that about Georgia and Azerbaijan just because
Oh.
of today. I have a student that is, I hate to call her a student, it's not fair, but yeah, she is actually doing a pitch tomorrow, and she mentioned those places specifically. She said that she's also doing that to Russia, but a lot of people have left. And
Yeah.
the reason she said that, and this was the thing that I thought was funny, because she mentioned that they were number 2, right?
Russia
But
was.
yeah,
Was. Yeah.
because she mentioned that a business plan actually fell apart because of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It wasn't that; it was the freezing of business.
Well,
which is one of the
payments are really hard to get in and out of Russia.
Uh-huh.
So
which is why a lot of them left.
sure, absolutely, because they all deal in crypto. So yeah,
And this was what was great about it was she lives in Silicon Valley, right? And so it was like, well, why are you reaching out for tech entrepreneurs? And evidently that is it is, so you can get people to do things for you in Silicon Valley.
it's not cheap.
For about 7 times the amount.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
yeah,
so-
you got to buy out the competition there, man.
Yeah.
Why the fuck am I going to work on a tech startup for 1/7 of the pay when I can sit on my ass and play ping pong at Twitter? So
Well, and that's exactly it. Yeah, is so if you have a tech idea, right? There are people waiting to do that for you in Silicon Valley, or you turn to I don't know, what's a derogatory name you could call like Russia, Silicon Valley.
I don't know.
You know, I don't want to be
It's
mean
the
about
other
it, but
Arby's,
I mean, but I mean, that's how she was talking about it.
Right.
Whereas, like, you go to, I don't know, it's like the difference between like Penny's and Kmart back in the day.
Oh, back when pennies was fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I can see that. But I mean, I've known that for a little bit, especially with like IT. You know, they'll try and snag people. I mean, there's like depends on the security stuff, but if you have like a script that you need it written quickly, and you don't want to pay a lot of money, and you have access to dollars, that's your place to go. Is Russia or India? You go to India.
You haven't
too.
done in India.
So, and then like there's a lot of folks that I know, like even in my field, where if you have some heavy duty number crunching to do, you'll reach out to people from China. So because they may not be able to speak English, but they'll write regressions all day. Yeah, they'll do math all day long. So
Math translates.
Math, absolutely,
Yeah.
it's universal, and so you can get amazing shit done for bucks.
Mizu sai.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, here in the United States, shit's expensive. So
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I think it's supposed to be though.
I think so too, man. So, like gas didn't go like fucking hyperbolic, so or
Eggs
parabolic.
went way down.
They did, and nobody called that one, myself included. But all of a sudden, you go in there and you're like, "Oh fuck! I thought these were gold."
I've
like-
been walking by them for weeks. I'm like, this is a dream for rich people.
I was like, I got my normal 18 and it was like $10 and it was like $5.69. I was
Yep.
like, wait,
what? What happened?
How?
Yeah.
Did the birds survive? Like,
Did you find them?
Yeah,
Is this the
exactly.
same
Were
place
they
where
missing?
is this the place where the dog dug up the reparations from?
do they always sleep during the winter or something? And
Right, you can hibernate.
Chill out there, come on, leg.
Come on, leg.
Right? It's just fucking chicken strike.
I was blown away. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and then housing prices they went down, and now they've bounced. So
Over the country or here?
I give 2 fucks about the rest of the country. So yeah, here.
That's Tennessee's problem.
Yeah, that's Tennessee's problem. That's your Chicago problem. Stay in Chicago, man.
I didn't
If you
think
don't like
ours-
Chicago problems, fucking move.
I didn't think ours got hit that badly, did it?
Mine probably took about a 15 to 18% dip. So since the
That's
peak.
not a small amount.
No, but I mean, it was up a lot from when I bought it. I mean, I've been in the house over a decade now. So.
Well, so you're not saying that it's just like ridiculously overinflated like fucking Amazon stock.
No, and I don't
Yeah.
own any of that anymore because of that. So, but yeah, no, but I definitely have a couple neighbors who, if they didn't bring 20% to the table when they bought like 2 years ago, I guarantee you they're underwater. So, yeah, but no, they just bounced again like the last 2-3 weeks. And so it's like, okay, so you found the market floor, and it really wasn't that far from the peak.
It
So,
wasn't that bad.
no, it wasn't that bad.
So they're actually, relatively accurate to where they.
I think so now.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's a good sign.
That are
great
people
sign.
just keep coming here.
they do, man.
Well, like, this is a rough thing. Like, I don't know how you do. I know that you can't like check like driver's licenses at the door. It's just be like, we got enough of you. You're
Your money's no good here. It's got California bucks.
well, because the first thing that I would find really objectionable that Polis signed into the other day was, and again, he's perfectly reasonable. I don't know why he sided with this group, but he basically said that we're like a trans kid sanctuary.
What does that mean?
That means that, like, so if your state has banned you know, treatment for minors, right? He signed into something that's like, well, no, that's safe here.
Oh, that's got People's Republic of Boulder prints all
Which
over
is
it, man.
bizarre because there is. I was surprised you would do this because the actual movement right now is trying to divorce the LGB from the T.
Yeah, I know, but the thing about Polis though is that he's a shitload more libertarian than people give him credit for being. And
So that's a money decision?
I don't think it's a money decision.
I could see it.
I think it's like a you do you kind of decision.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So because like a lot of people forget this,
But for adults,
well,
that's not what
I don't
they're
know about
fighting
the
about.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's just a part of what he was actually
Yeah.
doing. I didn't see it. So, you know, in fact, I actively avoid that shit on my phone when it gets up there because I don't want it to feed me more of it. I've had enough of that, man. So, but like, you know, like here in Colorado, we actually had like the first clinic down in Trinity.
yeah. A long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago. And so, you know, I don't know, man. So, who knows? He's good for another 4 years. Or actually, no, I guess that was 2020.
The last election.
So that would be 3 years, yeah.
Was it? Oh no, he won in 2022. Yeah, he just won.
Was it?
last
Okay.
year. Yeah, that's right. That's right. We got to vote for a new mayor here. So came down to 2. Did you see that?
I didn't.
I don't know who they are.
Oh no, you don't live in the town, do you? Yeah, you live out there in Fulton. So
Yeah, we're our own independent thing.
right, yeah, you're covered by the commissar.
I think I did get a ballot to vote for our HOA people.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, just like from your association, yeah.
But it came in like the full official.
What the
Handle.
fuck? Yeah, okay. Somebody
For an
there thinks
HOA.
they're, like,
Or
really-
the
yeah.
Meridian Ranch representatives or whatever, or
Oh,
something.
maybe.
Well,
Maybe not our HOA, but the whole thing about.
Yeah. Well, don't vote. Stage a coup. Like
On your HOA.
overthrow the HOA government.
I don't know what they do. All they do is complain. So
That's
everybody
what I'm saying.
complains.
Mine is chilled the fuck out.
Well, they said
I'm glad to hear that. Yeah.
my baby tree in the yard is not a tree, so I'll see if I get more nasty grams.
We got a couple of... Yeah. I might get a nasty gram about my lawn this year.
Well, you have to have 3 trees in your yard.
Who are they to say your baby tree is not an actual tree?
And they didn't like it during winter, so I don't know why they're judging it during winter. But
What
listen,
asshole is driving through there and saying like that's not enough of a tree for
Oh, no,
me?
they-
No, sir.
There are people who very much like that.
this is
yeah.
their thing.
Well, it's just my property value. You're affecting my property values. You know? And I was like, well, I don't have like 9 Fords stacked on top of each
Right.
other.
I know.
Right.
Yeah, it's like the couch faces my garage, not yours.
Yeah.
The yard looks good. It's clean. Like, just it's such a dumb rule.
And you don't have what it takes to go out there and just like tape extra sticks to it or anything, do you?
Just make a
I
fake
like
tree.
Yeah.
People have fake grass. I'm just gonna put out a.
Yeah.
They don't let you zero-scape out there?
You still have to have 3 trees and a certain number.
But
of
you can
bushes.
zero-scape?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think somehow.
See, that's something that, like, next time I see that water wizard friend of ours, I gotta ask him because, like, I think my HOA actually has a covenant that I need to have grass, but I don't think those are legally enforceable anymore. I think Polis actually did something like that about a year ago.
Like because of water restrictions or things like that. I
Right,
mean,
something
that's
sensible
yeah,
about,
yeah.
like, not, fucking starving farms down in San Luis Valley. Yeah. So,
Well, I would argue that there should never be an HOA rider that supersedes the biome that you live in.
It's just natural law. Yeah.
Right. So like if they come over here and say like, what's this you got here? A yucca plant? You should be like, yeah, they grow here.
They grow
right?
here.
But I mean, there should be no part where they're like, no, you have to put
Right.
grass in here,
Yeah.
despite it being something that dies if you neglect it for 16 hours.
But you can only water every other day.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Good luck.
And the people that have good lawns, they have to put crap on them.
Oh,
you
they
do.
spray paint them now.
Yeah. You have to put
so-
real like healthy crap on them. It's just not something that just like in other places. I know there's other places where it's like grass just happens.
Portland.
Well, grass will grow
Yeah.
under your car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This just water. And,
Right, yeah.
And it just like you don't tend to it. It's just it appears.
Kentucky, as in Kentucky
Kentucky.
bluegrass.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Yeah, I heard Louisiana is the same way. Grass just grows.
Yep.
Grass will grow on the house. Grass will grow on
It'll grow in your crawl space.
in your crawl space. It'll grow on your family's mausoleum.
I had grass growing in my gutter
Oh,
Yeah.
from
yeah.
the pigeon poop.
That's disgusting.
That's horrible.
But I'll bet you that's like the healthiest grass. Like
It is.
it's so,
I still have to finish cleaning that out. It's the scariest thing in my entire life I've done.
what you do? Like do you just like power wash it or what?
I can't. Well, I don't know because it's. I've got like a 6-inch walkway between the solar panels and the edge of the roof that line up next to the gutter, and it runs. I don't know, 40 feet.
To
Yeah.
pay a guy.
Yeah, I might.
It's
Just
describe
pay a
the
guy,
job.
man.
But yeah, but who do you describe? Who do you look up? to
Oh,
do
it's
this?
just there's people do glider cleaning all the time, man. So
All right.
yeah, no, they're not hard to find.
Would this be the
So-
kind of thing that you can fix with, say, a brush that attaches to your drill via an extended bit? Would that
I don't
help?
think it goes 40 feet.
Okay.
Sorry, I just pictured that in my mind, and it's just this terrible contraption.
Leaning on the edge of the building.
It's like you're kind of whipping it in there.
I was up there doing it where I would lean over the solar panels with a tiny little shovel and trying to.
How high up is this?
It was the second story.
Yeah.
Oh, it was scary.
See, that's why you get a guy, because that guy's insured and bonded, So, and if he takes a dive, his insurance company takes care of it rather than your home equity.
Oh man, look, I get it. I know, like when the fucking skylight started leaking, which is why I don't have them anymore. Yeah, I know that. Well, I didn't want my neighbors bothering me when I went up there and flex sealed it closed. So,
Is the guy recording you with the commercial right there? Does
dude,
your house have a leak?
Yeah.
so I remember
Billy Mays here.
I went on the roof with that little step ladder thing to get up
Oh,
to the
Jesus.
The top.
yeah.
It is high.
It is high, and
is
again,
high.
I didn't want to do this where the neighbors could see me, so it's about 11 o'clock at night.
So if you fall, yeah.
No one.
Yeah.
No
Yeah,
one's
you're
coming.
But I'm like,
Yeah.
it's got to be done. So, but I don't want to do that where people are like, oh, what's that asshole doing? Is he flex sealing his fucking broken skylight?
Yeah.
Well, why do you care?
Because water was getting
Yeah.
Well,
Broken
why do you
skylight's
care
bad.
if your neighbors care? That totally does not seem like you.
I didn't want to.
I don't want to talk to him. I don't want anybody coming over. I want to.
What you doing,
Wait,
neighbors?
call the cops on you
Well, his neighbor, yeah, maybe, I don't know.
for
So,
going
somebody
on
on your roof?
yeah, so there's a guy
I
on
think
my
there's somebody
neighbor's
trying to
door,
break
yeah.
in.
So, can you break into your own house without using a rock?
Me, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Can you?
I wouldn't need to, but
Depends.
Oh, okay.
Probably.
Yeah, okay. Try it sometimes. It comes in handy.
I think I have at least one one window unlocked.
Okay. Yeah. So, no, yeah.
I don't know. It might get a lot tougher. My girlfriend is a lock the house freak.
Oh.
Batting all the hatches.
She wants you to buy guns.
She has guns.
Oh, so there you go.
So
He doesn't even need
that's
any.
already taken
Yeah.
care of.
So,
Anything cool?
yeah, anything cool?
I think so. I don't know. I'll go shooting with her sometime.
Oh.
But yeah, But she like,
I want a new gun.
okay, so at your house
Thinking about
with
it.
the garage door closed, do you lock your inner garage door?
Oh,
No.
absolutely. Fuck yeah.
Okay,
So I have two reasons for that. Number one, in my neighborhood, it is not uncommon for people to go around check doors, and someone stole my garage door opener out of my car. This was a couple
Oh.
years ago. Okay, but it's happened several times in my neighborhood. Like my neighbor, my drunken neighbor, who used to always leave his garage open, he got shit stolen like every summer. It's like, Daniel, close your garage. I know you're too drunk to remember this, man, but close your garage. And eventually he gave me his code so I could close it.
Hey, man.
Dude, that's where we always hung out, man. And they would get so drunk, they'd eventually pass out either in the garage, and then people would steal his bike while he was there in the garage.
Oh my God.
or like right inside. So, but anyway, it's not uncommon in my neighborhood because I live in a place it's fairly centrally located, but it's really quiet. All right, and there's 2 access points in, and so people come in, they'll check shit, and they'll go out the other one, and then if they decide to come back, they'll come back through on the way back, and they'll snag something. The other reason is because my garage has those lever handles, my garage door, and my cats can open those doors. And so there have been many times where we pull in the driveway and almost squish the kitty. So, because they got in the fucking garage. And so now we lock it all the time. So it wasn't a problem with my old cat because he was dumb. My 2 cats now are young and smart and into mischief.
Yeah, mine doesn't lock.
Oh, yeah, yours doesn't lock. Yeah.
No.
it doesn't even lock.
No, I replaced it with a lever handle so that
It can never lock.
well, yeah, that was the whole, it broke, right?
Oh,
So the question was like, well, what do I want out of a door handle, right? And for a guy like me that will never make 2 trips when it comes to groceries, right? Load up, hit it with your elbow,
Yep.
come inside, right?
but
And
you could still have a lock on the door.
You can.
yeah, but I didn't buy one that had a lock on it.
Yeah.
I elected not to. I didn't even think about it, but that was the justification. And this one over here, she seems to know that you can open that, but she just doesn't,
Oh.
which is interesting.
I have not found Winnie in the garage yet, so
I don't know. But, yeah.
Well, do you remember how many times I've found Kinsasha in the neighborhood?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. You free range dog.
Yeah, there is that. On top of that, too. I mean, she owns this place at night. She, patrols it. Scatters paper plates to the 4 winds, and then
Yeah.
no, actually, I put
wonder-
the clamps down on that.
I wonder if you were part of the ring team, how many
How many times this
notifications
goddamn
yeah.
dog has been
would have
reported?
said.
Yeah.
It's been reported, I guarantee.
Whose
I
dog
look
is
every
this?
now and then just to see because you still get fucking 80 notifications a day. It's like, missing cat, my cat is missing. Have you seen my cat? I found my cat. Kind of thing.
The fucking one-act play.
It is. It's totally the one-act play. So, and then of course everybody's got to chime in there. It's like, oh, leave some food out. Leave a door open. They might just come back on their own. I think I saw a cat. Is your cat white? So it's like, can we get pics? And then all of a sudden, I found my cat. He was in the garage the whole time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so, like, every now and then, just for funsies, I'll scroll through those, and I expect to see your dog somewhere. And I will be the guy who posts like, that dog's fine. It knows more about the neighborhood than you do.
Well, and what
It has secrets on all of you.
well, the funny thing is, like, if the rings reach out to the street, it's they know whose dog it is because the other days that I don't put around, I come down that way when I walk home.
Well, do you know if she actually like goes up to people's doors or if she just scoots along?
She has gone up to a door or 2, but not that often.
Okay, Winnie like weaves along the
I've
edge
seen her weave.
of
Yeah.
everything, so she would set off every single Ring doorbell.
Well, it depends on the setting of it too, because you can set that fucker so that it sees like 100 feet.
Well,
So,
yeah.
So
Yeah, but those people, they're going to be set off by everything. Because you know what? Cars
That's my
still drive
mom's.
by. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
no, that's my mom's, and she's like, well, I can't tell if someone's at the end of my driveway, and I was like,
do you care?
yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, and I was like, okay, and so now every car that goes by sets it off, and it's just like that would drive me I mean, I turned off all notifications. If you ring my doorbell, I don't get a fucking notification.
Right.
Wow.
If I'm not in my house, I didn't know my doorbell got rung. So it is, which is the way it's supposed to work.
Winnie knows when people are nearby because it makes the difference
Oh,
down
yeah.
other than just the doorbell. And she'll go up and just like open the curtain.
Take a
Look
look.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's not a complete and total spasnoid about people being at the door.
No, she
No.
doesn't bark or anything. She just like literally goes and says hello through the class. And
Yeah.
So yeah, this one has just it's hearing that I can't believe, right? You know, I'd be like downstairs, and what she'll hear is she'll hear a car door slamming out in front of the house, but she doesn't know if that car door is somebody coming to here. So a lot of times when you're like, how did this dog know I was here? It's that, right? When she comes, charging upstairs and just meets you at the door. But then every now and then, she doesn't hear that. So when you just walk in, she'll just pop up. She's like, no way, someone here. And she'll just come up from downstairs. And so, yeah, but I've sort of clamped down. I know what the trash days are around here. I am so tired of her coming to me.
Spilling a pizza box.
It's not. You know what? I found out what that. When she kept coming back covered in grease, I was like, "The fuck are you getting this from?" Like, and it just turns out that yes, those same goddamn paper plate neighbors are the ones that I don't know go through like a gallon of fucking cooking oil a week.
Oh.
And yeah, so she was getting herself roughed up in there. So I'm like, all right, I know the trash days. You're not going out on trash days because what happens is you go out, you eat garbage, then you come find me, and you sit next to me, and you keep giving me the paw on the arm because your tummy hurts. I can't fix that. As a matter of fact, I tried to fix that the other day. I'm like, I don't want to deal with this. All right, come with me, dog. She's like, what? I take her to the bathroom. I'm like, we're going to treat you like a drunk. So this is coming out.
How do you get that out of the dog?
Well, it doesn't work. Let me just put it this way. All right. My finger was halfway down
Oh my god.
to the inside of her, like rib cage, and nothing
Tickling her pelvis.
nothing happened, right? So like, all right, if you don't want to barf, that's totally on you.
Do dogs even have a gag reflex?
This one doesn't.
I don't think they do.
So I've never tried that. I certainly wouldn't try it on a cat because I still have all 10 of my fingers. So yeah. So there was something that a doc told me once about how to induce vomiting in a cat. It involved like vinegar and something else.
Yeah, that's
And you gotta
probably what
put
I
it
should
in
have
a
done.
fucking
Yeah.
eyedropper and you know
Taping it to a record player.
what the cat.
Yeah.
The cats do not get motion sickness, unlike their owners. So yeah, but
Well, I didn't know, but I was just like, well, dogs barf all the time if they want to. I was just like, so yeah, I was
And
just,
then eat it.
that's why I was doing it in the bathtub because I was like, dog, I'll
get
scoop
your
it.
dog in the
I
bathroom.
was like, I'll scoop it out. It's fine. It's just food, right? Whatever it is, right? Because I don't know. I'm like, all right, so you're pretty smart. I think you're smart enough to like eat around a broken light bulb, but whatever. If you did something dumb, like let's get this out. I don't know, but yeah, that wouldn't happen. So yeah, she's just like, well, my tummy hurts. Well, go outside and do something about it. She did, but
Not your way, Dad.
no, it's fine. It's like, look, I get it. If you want to go outside and eat trash, I don't love it, but you have to accept the consequences of it. So stop eating trash.
That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't think dogs think that.
Right. So
Yeah.
it's like,
That's like it's like just don't go out on Wednesday nights.
and that's it.
Yeah.
That's why we walk these 5 days. You get these 2 days to terrorize the neighborhood because there is part of you that is Heathcliff.
Beating up on the neighborhood cats, huh?
Kicking trash cans over.
Yeah, right in the opening, fucking vaulting that thing 20 feet in the sky until the fishbone comes out and like collapses.
Right.
Yeah. That's his dog. She has loved that wandering around thing. So
All right then.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, no.
I know.
Winnie totally would too. Okay.
I don't think my cats would actually go outside anymore. I think they're old enough now where they're just fine. So, but
They might go outside and then like promptly come back in.
They've snuck out like once or twice, but not like the previous cat was a fucking escape artist.
Yeah.
So, you know, she wanted to get outside all the time. But no, ever since my parents' cat got really sick. So because the Giardia or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So cats are susceptible. I don't think dogs are susceptible to that, but it's
They
like
can.
cats drink that fucking standing water that's got poo in it, and, you know. Then he had diarrhea for the rest of his life until he got too fat. And then when he got fat, it got compacted into golf balls. That poor cat, man.
Oh, I don't understand biology. So
I don't either, man. It just doesn't. It's like this is not what the book says should happen, man, you know. So everybody's lying to me.
Yeah, this is like the Charlie theory of the life cycle of milk. You know,
Right.
it's like, well, this isn't true.
Yeah, it doesn't eventually turn into sour cream. Yeah.
I think stage 2 was buttermilk, and then it turns into sour cream, and then eventually cottage cheese.
Oh, true. Oh man.
None of this is true.
No,
I'm
no,
just
no,
saying.
it's true. It turns into a curdled fucking slop that'll make you shit for a month if you eat it. So, ugh. Charlie was special though. So he was of that older generation.
I think, Patrick, there may be a sense that he was trying to get us to drink messed up milk.
It might be possible. So
Just say like, you know, it's still good. It's just turned to buttermilk.
right,
You're fine.
You're fine. Yeah,
And if you've ever tasted buttermilk,
buttermilk's horrifying.
it's disgusting.
It's
So it wouldn't. It's not too far off for me to say like he could be right.
Right.
They may just be selling it and it's bad. Why would anybody make pancakes out of this?
Yeah, or biscuits.
Yeah,
But they're so yummy.
Huh. Buttermilk pancakes taste good though.
They're wonderful.
they are. But do you drink the milk?
I've never.
Oh,
I've
it's
never-
terrible.
Is it?
So it's so bitter. So
Yeah, you know who liked buttermilk?
Kevin.
Well, no.
No, that was eggnog. That's right.
Yeah, Luke and Bo Duke.
Oh, that makes sense.
Drank buttermilk.
Yeah, he well, he got
No,
to get away
Duke
from
the
Roscoe.
Hazard,
Yeah,
yeah,
no, I
yeah,
know what you're talking
yeah.
about.
You said he. Yeah.
Yeehaw. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Get him, Duke boys.
I did not watch that show.
I love that show, man.
Sucked. Like it
I love that show. It's got such that weird like nostalgia piece to it, man. I sat down. It's all available on YouTube, man. So you know, I just couldn't stop watching it one day.
I mean, you were talking about just a slice. This show worked in this period of time
Only.
only. Don't
Yeah.
ever bother trying to revive it. Don't.
Uh-uh.
I mean, I did see the movie.
In the 90s, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. it was
I
bad.
think it was 2000. I mean, it was.
Was
Was
that
it
the
all?
Beverly Hillbillies?
No,
No,
Dukes of Hazzard.
Dude, oh,
Because at this point, you can't do the Confederate flag. You can't do
No,
it.
you
Like,
can't do
the
that.
shit is gonna be.
Daisy Dukes would be.
did they do the Confederate flag on the?
Oh fuck yeah, that was the defining.
In the
I
movie?
used to have a Hot
Yeah.
Wheels with that thing on there.
Yeah,
man.
what they
Yeah.
did was, and this was actually kind of funny, was they put it on the roof of the car instead of the hood. Right? So when the Duke boys went to Atlanta, they didn't know it was on the car. And then it
Oh,
turned
that's
out it
right.
was on the car.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Which was kind of funny. But aside from that, I'm like, wow, this is not really.
God, I've seen that car painted. So
Yeah.
like when I was growing up, people used to do that shit.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
a Cutlass or
it's
well, that was a Charger,
Yeah.
but then you know, you guys who had cars that kind of fit the same mold, 2-door big old sled.
Yeah.
So they do the same fucking thing.
And they had like what are you gonna color? It was well burnt orange, obviously.
Well, obviously,
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, well, what are you going to do to the horn? Well,
This is the no-brainer. Yeah, so this is one of the package deals, man. So I'd like a number 3, please. It's behind that La Cucaracha. Yeah.
right.
So
Yeah, just very, very much, relic of its time. Leave it alone. Let it be a
alone,
thing.
let it be.
Yeah,
It's not hurting nobody. So
it's in the song.
that's right. You're right. Yeah. Never meant
It'll
no
mean
harm.
no harm. All right. Are we going to wrap this up?
Running from the law since the day they was born. Yeah. Roscoe and Enos. Two boys getting away, Enos. Get him to the bell. Oh my god. Yeah. All right. I'm done.
All right. Cool. Will, any... actually, what's the score?
81-80, Minnesota up over Denver.
Holy shit, man.
Oh, just 1 point, though?
Yeah, the Nuggets had like a 20-point lead.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Is Minnesota on a run?
They are. They've stormed the towers. So.
All right. I'm very sorry.
There's still time. They can,
Yeah, how much time is left?
They're almost in the fourth. So yeah, Minnesota's on a 28-10 run.
Oh,
Yeesh.
okay.
Yeah. Well, they don't want to lose. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, they won the first game by what, like 27 points or something?
29. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So,
they,
okay.
Got it.
All
right. I'm Pat.
I'm Will.
I'm Jeffrey, and I've seen all 4 Critters movies.
And some Dukes of Hazzard. So hit the button.